This video is the explanation for the metal casting project of the group MT4C. This is from the team of the authors Oscar Lopez and Pablo OSUNA alongside the remaining authors to explain the process of the project and its results. First off, starting with the idea of the project. In the industry, there is often a requirement for various pieces of metallic elements of various shapes and forms. For such pieces to be made, it is common to use the process of metal casting. In the industry, various pieces of metallic elements are required to accomplish certain processes. For this, the process of metal casting is performed. Metal casting consists on the process of using high-level melting materials to use as a base to melt lower melting point metallic elements that are going to be molded into pieces of a desirable shape. In this scenario, we are using a steel 1020 bucket to make a mixture of various chemical elements. Between some of them we have construction materials and other textiles to make a homemade oven. This oven is made with the objective of having a fire that is capable of melting aluminium. Aluminium is a metallic element with the melting point of 660 Celsius degrees. In the metal casting, a group of coal is put to be set up a fire that will be able to melt the aluminium pieces. This aluminium, once it's on its liquid form, it's taken to a mold made by sand. These sand molds are constructed in buckets that have particular shapes to acquire particular pieces. The pieces that were being made, or we were looking for, were keychains for a small result, and because they were able to have various molds in one simple bucket, so we will be able to have multiple pieces in single takes instead of having to need multiple molds. The process was performed last week, the first week of April, during the 5th of the month of 2024. The whole group of the MT4C student community took it upon themselves to make the oven and perform the activity. Once the oven had the right mixture of materials to be used and the amount of coal needed, we used the remainings of aluminium from late machine work, and after that, the winds on the environment complicated the procedure, as it was constantly messing with the high temperature that we were achieving for. The first batch of models was performed with some half-decent results. The keychains that were acquired for other teams came off as sort of insufficient, as the original molds that were put into the bucket had detailed shapes, while these ones had some slightly missing parts. Throughout the day of the experiment and time went by, the winds struck higher and the flame started to lose temperature quite fast. So the aluminium that ended up being melted and used for the remaining of the molds ended up giving some parts of the keychains that we were striking for. Myself and others were going for keychains of various shapes. Cats, some went for more geometric shapes. Some others went for moon-like shapes. Others voted for more simple keychains like swords, for example. The results of the aluminium did not fully fit into the mold due to the low level of the flame. It had such a low temperature that the aluminum did not melt into a fully liquid form. So when it was being taken into the molds, the various shapes of various different results ended up coming along. In the end, the team ended with